2.20. QNH1019. Landing runways tree 4 left, tree 4 right. Departing runways 05, tree 4 right. Transition level 140. Numerous cranes in operation around Tokyo, Haneda. Advise on initial contact you have information Oscar.
ILS Yankee runway, tree 4 right, and ILS X-ray
Tokyo,
runway, tree
Haneda,
4 left.
airport information Oscar.
Landing and departing runway
0
tree
tree 07
runway
Zulu.
tree 4 left.
Wind tree
VFR
55 at
same
5.
direction of flight.
Visibility
All aircraft
10
read
miles or
offshore
more.
Instructions.
Few
Advise
clouds at
controller on initial
1,500.
contact you have Oscar.
Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 2 tree. 2.20. QNH1019.
Information, Papa.
Landing runways tree 4 left, tree 4 right. Departing runways 05, tree 4 right.
Sky condition.
Transition level 140.
Ceiling 5,000.
Numerous cranes in operation around Tokyo, Haneda. Advise on initial contact you have information Oscar.
ILS Yankee runway, tree 4 right.
American 170 Heavy, on our way to Los Angeles Airport.
American 170 Heavy, Tokyo delivery. Expect runway 34 right, Rover 3 Alpha departure, Inibuilds transition. Squawk 4130.
Rover 3 Alpha departure, Inibuilds transition. Squawk 4130. American 170 Heavy.
American 170 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.625 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.625 when ready, American 170 Heavy, have a good day.
Japan Air 117 Heavy, ready to copy IFR clearance to Osaka.
Japan Air 117 Heavy, Tokyo delivery, expect runway 34 right, Rover 3 Alpha departure, with the Inibuilds transition. Squawk 0732.
Rover 3 Alpha departure, with the Inibuilds transition. Squawk 0732. Japan Air 117 Heavy.
Japan Air 117 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.625 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.625 when ready, Japan Air 117 Heavy.
All Nippon 253 Heavy, ready to copy IFR clearance to Fukuoka.
All Nippon 253 Heavy, Tokyo delivery, expect runway 34 right, Rover 3 Alpha departure, Inibuilds transition. Squawk 6200.
Rover 3 Alpha departure, Inibuilds transition. Squawk 6200. All Nippon 253 Heavy.
All Nippon 253 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.625 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.625 when ready for pushback or engine start. All Nippon 253 Heavy.
Japan Air 435, ready to pick up IFR clearance to Matsuyama Airport.
Fuel truck is in position.
Japan Air 435, Tokyo delivery, expect runway 34 right, Rover 3 Alpha departure, with the Inibuilds transition. Squawk 1606. Rover 3 Alpha departure, with the Inibuilds transition. Squawk 1606. Japan Air 435. Japan Air 435, read back correct. Contact ground 121.625 when ready for push or start. Ground 121.625 when ready, Japan Air 435. Japan Air 567 Heavy, looking to pick up our clearance to Memenbetsu. Japan Air 567 Heavy, Tokyo delivery, expect runway 34 right, Rover 3 Alpha departure, cruise transition. Squawk 2451. Rover 3 Alpha departure, cruise transition. Squawk 2451. Japan Air 567 Heavy. Japan Air 567 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.625 when ready for pushback or engine start. Ground 121.625 when ready, Japan Air 567 Heavy.
New Sky 15, request IFR clearance to Kumamoto.
New Sky 15, Tokyo delivery, expect runway 34 right, Rover 3 Alpha departure, Inibuilds transition. Squawk 1040.
Rover 3 Alpha departure, Inibuilds transition. Squawk 1040. New Sky 15.
New Sky 15, read back correct. Contact ground 121.625 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Will contact ground 121.625 when ready for pushback or engine start. New Sky 15, thanks.
Skymark 013, looking to pick up our clearance to Fukuoka. Skymark 013, Tokyo delivery, expect runway 34 right, Rover 3 Alpha departure, with the Inibuilds transition. Squawk 4665. Rover 3 Alpha departure, with the Inibuilds transition. Squawk 4665. Skymark 013. Skymark 013, read back correct. Contact ground 121.625 when ready for pushback or engine start. Ground 121.625 when ready, Skymark 013.
Korean Air 2102 Heavy, ready for IFR clearance to Incheon Airport.
Korean Air 2102 Heavy, Tokyo delivery, expect runway 34 right, Gusser 1 departure. Squawk 5655.
Gusser 1 departure. Squawk 5655. Korean Air 2102 Heavy.
Korean Air 2102 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.625 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.625 when ready. Korean Air 2102 Heavy, bye-bye.
Japan Air 915 Heavy, request IFR clearance to Naha.
Japan Air 915 Heavy, Tokyo delivery, expect runway 34 right, Isogo 3 departure, with the Oshima transition, initial climb to 6,000 feet. Squawk 5123.
Isogo 3 departure, with the Oshima transition. Squawk 5123. Japan Air 915 Heavy.
Japan Air 915 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.625 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.625 when ready for pushback or engine start. Japan Air 915 Heavy. Bye-bye.
Japan Air 515 Heavy, ready to pick up IF for clearance to New Chitos.
Japan Air 515 Heavy, Tokyo delivery, expect runway 34 right, Rover 3 Alpha departure, with the Bruce transition. Squawk 5126.
Rover 3 Alpha departure, with the Bruce transition. Squawk 5126. Japan Air 515 Heavy.
Japan Air 515 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.625 when ready for pushback or engine start.
We'll contact ground 121.625 when ready for pushback or engine start. Japan Air 515 Heavy, thanks.
Eagle 191 Heavy, ready for IF or clearance to Songhan. Eagle 191 Heavy, Tokyo delivery, expect runway 34 right, Rover 3 Alpha departure, with the Inibuilds transition. Squawk 6223. Rover 3 Alpha departure, with the Inibuilds transition. Squawk 6223. EVA 191 Heavy. EVA 191 Heavy. Read back correct. Contact ground 121.625 when ready for push or start. Ground 121.625 when ready for pushback or engine start. EVA 191 Heavy. Have a good day.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, ready for airways to Incheon Airport.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, Tokyo delivery. Expect runway 34 right, Bekla 3 Alpha departure. Squawk 4561.
Bekla 3 Alpha departure. Squawk 4561. Korean Air 225 Heavy.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.625 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.625 when ready, Korean Air 225 Heavy.
Japan Air 515 Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Japan Air 515 Heavy.
Delta 121 Heavy, gate 141 taxi via Charlie 9er Bravo, Echo 9er, Romeo, Juliet, Alpha 10. Hold short runway 34 left. Gate 141 via Charlie 9er Bravo, Echo 9er, Romeo, Juliet, Alpha 10. Hold short runway 34 left, Delta 121 Heavy. Japan Air 915 Heavy, contact Tokyo Tower 118.575.
Over to Tower 118.575, Japan Air 915 Heavy.
Korean Air 2102 Heavy, contact Tokyo Tower 118.575.
Over to Tower 118.575, Korean Air 2102 Heavy.
All aircraft be advised information Papa now current, QNH 1019er.
EVA 191 Heavy, request taxi to the active.
EVA 191 Heavy, runway 34 right taxi via Victor, Papa 4 Lima, Lima 4 Alpha 4 Bravo, Whiskey 4 Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1. Hold short runway 34 left.
Runway 34 right taxi via Victor, Papa 4, Lima, Lima 4, Alpha 4 Bravo, Whiskey 4, Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1. Hold short runway 34 left, EVA 191 Heavy.
Aero 793 Heavy, at gate 143, request pushback and engine start.
Aero 793 Heavy, Tokyo ground, pushback approved. Face northeast.
Pushback approved. Face northeast at Aero 793 Heavy.
Airdo 23 Heavy at gate 56, request pushback and engine start.
Airdo 23 Heavy, Tokyo ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast. Airdo 23 Heavy.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, at gate 108, request pushback and engine start.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, Tokyo ground, pushback approved. Face southeast.
Pushback approved, face southeast, Korean Air 225 Heavy.
Skymark 517, gate 21, request pushback and engine start.
Skymark 517, Tokyo ground, pushback approved. Face southwest.
Pushback and engine start approved, face southwest, Skymark 517.
At Aero 793 Heavy, taxi for departure.
At Aero 793 Heavy, runway tree 4 right taxi via Papa 7 Papa, Papa 4 Lima, Lima 4 Alpha 4 Bravo, Whiskey 4 Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1. Hold short runway tree 4 left.
Runway 34 right via Papa 7 Papa, Papa 4 Lima, Lima 4 Alpha 4 Bravo, Whiskey 4 Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1. Hold short runway 34 left. At Aero 793 Heavy.
Airdo 23 Heavy, request taxi.
Airdo 23 Heavy, runway tree 4 right taxi via Echo 7 Charlie, Charlie 1.
Runway 34 right via Echo 7 Charlie, Charlie 1, Airdo 23 Heavy.
At Aero 793 Heavy, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position for traffic. At Aero 793 Heavy.
Japan Air 515 Heavy, contact Tokyo Tower 118.575, have a good day.
Over to Tower 118.575, Japan Air 515 Heavy. Bye-bye.
Skymark 517, taxi for departure.
Skymark 517, runway tree 4 right taxi via Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1.
Runway 34 right via Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1, Skymark 517.
Japan Air 609, ramp 37, request pushback.
Japan Air 609, Tokyo ground, pushback approved. Face southeast.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast, Japan Air 609. Japan Air 577, ramp 39er, request pushback and engine start.
Japan Air 577, Tokyo ground, pushback approved. Face southeast.
Pushback approved, face southeast, Japan Air 577.
Skymark 105 at gate 19er, request pushback.
Skymark 105, Tokyo ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast, Skymark 105.
Delta 121 heavy, cross runway tree 4 left at Alpha 10. Continue taxi via Alpha 10, Lima 11, Bravo, Papa, Papa 7. Cross 34 left at Alpha 10, continue via Alpha 10, Lima 11, Bravo, Papa, Papa 7, Delta 121 heavy. Air due 23 heavy, contact Tokyo Tower 118.575.
Over to Tower 118.575, Air due 23 heavy.
EVA 191 heavy, cross runway tree 4 left at Lima 4. Continue taxi via Lima 4, Alpha 4 Bravo, Whiskey 4, Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1.
Cross 34 left at Lima 4. Continue via Lima 4, Alpha 4 Bravo, Whiskey 4, Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1, EVA 191 heavy.
Japan Air 609, request taxi to the active.
Japan Air 609, runway tree 4 right taxi via Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1.
Runway tree 4 right via Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1, Japan Air 609.
Ocean 87, gate 12, request pushback and engine start. J Ocean 87, Tokyo ground, pushback approved. Face southeast. Pushback approved, face southeast, J Ocean 87. At Aero 793 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi at Aero 793 heavy.
Japan Air 577, request taxi.
Japan Air 577, runway tree 4 right taxi via Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1.
Runway 34 right via Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1, Japan Air 577.
Skymark 105, request taxi to the active.
Skymark 105, runway tree 4 right taxi via Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1.
Runway tree 4 right via Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1, Skymark 105.
Cockpit to ground.
Japan Air 144, gate 3 taxi via Charlie 9er, Echo 9er, Echo 6, Hotel.
Gate 3 taxi via Charlie 9er, Echo 9er, Echo 6, Hotel, Japan Air 144.
Japan Air 293, at ramp 606, request pushback and engine start. Japan Air 293, Tokyo ground, pushback approved. Face southeast. Pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast, Japan Air 293. Skymark 517, contact Tokyo Tower 118.575.
Contact Tower 118.575, Skymark 517.
J Ocean 87, request taxi. J Ocean 87, runway tree 4 right taxi via Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1. Runway 34 right via Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1, J Ocean 87.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, taxi for departure.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, runway 34 right taxi via Victor, Papa 4, Lima, Lima 4. Hold short runway 34 left.
Runway 34 right via Victor, Papa 4, Lima, Lima 4. Hold short runway 34 left, Korean Air 225 Heavy.
Japan Air 293, taxi for departure. Japan Air 293, runway 34 right taxi via Romeo, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1. Runway 34 right via Romeo, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1, Japan Air 293. EVA 191 Heavy, contact Tokyo Tower 118.575.
Contact Tower 118.575. EVA 191 Heavy. Have a good day.
Aero 793 Heavy, cross runway 34 left at Lima 4. Continue taxi via Lima 4, Alpha 4 Bravo, Whiskey 4, Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1.
Cross 34 left at Lima 4. Continue via Lima 4, Alpha 4 Bravo, Whiskey 4, Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1, in Aero 793 Heavy.
In Aero 793 Heavy, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position in Aero 793 Heavy.
Japan Air 293, contact Tokyo Tower 118.575, bye-bye. Over to Tower 118.575, Japan Air 293, have a good day. In Aero 793 Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi in Aero 793 Heavy.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, cross runway 34 left at Lima 4. Continue taxi via Lima 4, Alpha 4 Bravo, Whiskey 4, Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1.
Cross 34 left at Lima 4. Continue via Lima 4, Alpha 4 Bravo, Whiskey 4, Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1, Korean Air 225 Heavy.
All aircraft be advised information Quebec now current, QNH1019er.
Japan Air 225, at gate 18, request pushback and engine start.
Japan Air 225, Tokyo ground, pushback approved. Face southeast.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast, Japan Air 225.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position, Korean Air 225 Heavy.
J Ocean 87, contact Tokyo Tower 118.575. Over to Tower 118.575, J Ocean 87.
Japan Air 459, Gate 8, request pushback.
Japan Air 459, Tokyo ground, hold position for traffic.
Hold position for traffic, Japan Air 459.
Contact Tokyo Tower 118.575. Bye-bye.
Contact Tower 118.575, Skymark 105.
Japan Air 609, contact Tokyo Tower 118.575.
Contact Tower 118.575, Japan Air 609.
Japan Air 577, contact Tokyo Tower 118.575. Have a good day.
Contact Tower 118.575, Japan Air 577. Japan Air 225, request taxi.
Japan Air 225, runway 34 right taxi via Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1.
Runway 34 right taxi via Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1, Japan Air 225.
All Nippon 65 Heavy, at gate 60, request pushback and engine start.
All Nippon 65 Heavy, Tokyo ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast. All Nippon 65 Heavy.
In Aero 793 Heavy, contact Tokyo Tower 118.575. Have a good day.
Contact Tower 118.575. At Aero 793 Heavy. Bye-bye.
New Sky 35, at ramp 507, request pushback and engine start. New Sky 35, Tokyo ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast. Pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast. New Sky 35.
Japan Air 587 Heavy, gate 16, request pushback.
Japan Air 587 Heavy, Tokyo ground, pushback approved. Face southeast.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast. Japan Air 587 Heavy.
All Nippon 65 Heavy, request taxi.
All Nippon 65 Heavy, runway 34 right taxi via Romeo, Echo 6, Charlie, Charlie 1.
Runway 34 right via Romeo, Echo 6, Charlie, Charlie 1, all Nippon 65 Heavy.
Air Japan 25 Heavy, at gate 65, request pushback. Air Japan 25 Heavy, Tokyo ground, pushback approved. Face southeast. Pushback approved. Face southeast. Air Japan 25 Heavy. Korean Air 225 Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Korean Air 225 Heavy.
Japan Air 459, Tokyo ground, pushback approved. Face west. Pushback approved, face west.
Japan Air 459.
Air 218, gate 56 taxi via Charlie 9er, Echo 9er, Echo 7.
Over to gate 56 taxi via Charlie 9er, Echo 7, Air 218.
Japan Air 481 at gate 6, request pushback and engine start.
Japan Air 481, Tokyo ground, hold position for company traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position, Japan Air 481.
New Sky 35, request taxi.
New Sky 35, runway 34 right taxi via Romeo, Echo 8, Charlie, Charlie 1.
Runway 34 right via Romeo, Echo 8, Charlie, Charlie 1, New Sky 35.
Japan Air 587 Heavy, taxi for departure.
Japan Air 587 Heavy, runway 34 right taxi via Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1.
Runway 34 right via Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1, Japan Air 587 Heavy.
Air Japan 25 Heavy, taxi for departure.
Air Japan 25 Heavy, runway 34 right taxi via Romeo, Echo 6, Charlie, Charlie 1.
Runway 34 right via Romeo, Echo 6, Charlie, Charlie 1, Air Japan 25 Heavy. Japan Air 459, taxi for departure.
Japan Air 459, runway 34 right taxi via Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1.
Runway 34 right via Whiskey, Alpha, Echo, Charlie 1, Japan Air 459.
Japan Air 481, Tokyo ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast.
Pushback and engine start approved, face southeast, Japan Air 481. Wing 1087 at ramp 804, request pushback.
Alpha Wing 1087, Tokyo ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast.
Pushback approved, face southeast, Alpha Wing 1087.
Japan Air 145, Tokyo ground, hold position for company traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position for traffic, Japan Air 145.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, contact Tokyo Tower 118.575, have a good day.
Contact Tower 118.575, Korean Air 225 Heavy. Korean Air 225 Heavy, ready for departure, runway 34 right.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, Tokyo Tower, wind variable, runway tree 4 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 34 right, cleared for takeoff. Korean Air 225 Heavy.
Japan Air 225, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position for traffic, Japan Air 225.
Japan Air 225, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Japan Air 225.
Japan Air 225, hold position for traffic.
Hold position, Japan Air 225.
All Nippon 65 Heavy, holding short, runway 34 right.
All Nippon 65 Heavy, number 2 for departure. Hold short of tree 4 right.
Roger, hold short of 34 right for traffic. All Nippon 65 Heavy.
All Nippon 65 Heavy, runway tree 4 right, line up and wait.
Runway 34 right, line up and wait. All Nippon 65 Heavy.
V1.
Japan Air 225, continue taxi.
Traffic.
Continue taxi, Japan Air 225.
Clear of conflict.
All Nippon 65 Heavy, Tokyo Tower, wind variable, runway tree 4 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 34 right, cleared for takeoff. All Nippon 65 Heavy.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, contact Tokyo departure 126.0.
Contact Tokyo departure 126.0, Korean Air 225 Heavy. Tokyo departure, Korean Air 225 Heavy, 2,400 feet.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, Tokyo departure, identified, climb to flight level 190.
Climb to flight level 190, Korean Air 225 Heavy.
Tokyo departure, all Nippon 65 Heavy. Good day, 600 feet.
All Nippon 65 Heavy, Tokyo departure, identified, climb to flight level 150.
Climb to flight level 150, all Nippon 65 Heavy.
Japan Air 609, contact Tokyo Control 119.35, have a good day.
Contact Tokyo Control 119.35, Japan Air 609.
Aero 793 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 119.35, have a good day.
Center on 119.35. Aero 793 Heavy.
Japan Air 577, contact Tokyo Control 119.35.
Center on 119.35, Japan Air 577, bye-bye.
119.35.
Contact Tokyo Control 119.35, Air Japan 25 Heavy.
Tokyo departure, Japan Air 225, 800 feet.
Japan Air 225, Tokyo departure, good day, identified, climb to 14,000 feet.
Climb to 14,000 feet, Japan Air 225.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, good day. Out of flight level 171 for flight level 190.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, Tokyo Control, radar contact, climb to flight level 400.
Climb to flight level 400, Korean Air 225 Heavy.
J Ocean 87, contact Tokyo Control 125.6.
Center on 125.6, J Ocean 87, bye-bye.
Liner 543, contact Tokyo Control 134.15.
Center on 134.15, Orange Liner 543. Bye-bye.
Bit Aero 793 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 124.1.
Center on 124.1. It Aero 793 Heavy.
Japan Air 577, contact Tokyo Control 124.1. Center on 124.1, Japan Air 577. Japan Air 2206, contact Tokyo Control 125.6. Have a good day.
Contact Tokyo Control 125.6, Japan Air 2206.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 134.15.
Contact Tokyo Control 134.15, Korean Air 225 Heavy.
Japan Air 225, Tokyo Control, radar contact, climb to flight level 280. Climb to flight level 280, Japan Air 225.
Tokyo Control, Korean Air 225 Heavy, through flight level 236 for flight level 400 direct over.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, Tokyo Control, identified. Cebu 5055 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 125.9. Have a good day.
Center on 125.9, Cebu 5055 Heavy.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 125.6. Bye-bye.
Contact Tokyo Control 125.6, Korean Air 225 Heavy. Tokyo Control, Korean Air 225 Heavy, leaving flight level 253 for flight level 400.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, Tokyo Control, radar contact.
Tokyo Control, Bravo 54111. Good day, flight level 309er.
Bravo 54111, Tokyo Control, radar contact. Ocean 87, Tokyo Control, expect REI West, runway 06.
Expect REI West, runway 06, J Ocean 87.
Bravo 54111, descend to flight level 140.
Descend to flight level 140, Bravo 54111.
Japan Air 2206, Icoma East, runway 32 left. Report ready for descent. Icoma East, runway 32 left, ready for descent. Japan Air 2206. Japan Air 2206, descent to 7,000 feet, QNH 1017. Descent to 7,000 feet, Japan Air 2206. Tokyo Control, Air Pitch 341, flight level 380. Air Pitch 341, Tokyo Control, radar contact. Alpha Wing 736, Tokyo Control, expect Icoma East, runway 32 left.
Expect Icoma East, runway 32 left, Alpha Wing 736.
Alpha Wing 660, Tokyo Control, expect Icoma North, runway 32 left.
Expect Icoma North, runway 32 left, Alpha Wing 660.
Alpha Wing 736, Icoma East, runway 32 left. Report ready for descent.
Icoma East, runway 32 left, ready for descent, Alpha Wing 736.
Alpha Wing 736, descent to 7,000 feet, QNH 1017.
Descent to 7,000 feet, Alpha Wing 736.
Korean Air 2102 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 124.95.
Center on 124.95, Korean Air 2102 Heavy. Have a good day.
Alpha Wing 653, Tokyo Control, expect Yayo West, runway 10.
Expect Yayo West, runway 10, Alpha Wing 653.
Japan Air 2504, contact Tokyo Control 124.95. Contact Tokyo Control 124.95, Japan Air 2504. Beach 341, contact Tokyo Control 124.95, have a good day. Contact Tokyo Control 124.95, Air Beach 341. Alpha Wing 660, Icoma North, runway 32 left. Report ready for descent.
Icoma North, runway 32 left, ready for descent, Alpha Wing 660.
Alpha Wing 660, descent to flight level 160.
Descent to flight level 160, Alpha Wing 660.
Pitch 121, contact Tokyo Control 132.3. Have a good day.
Contact Tokyo Control 132.3, air pitch 121.
Tokyo Control, Aerohangic 321, flight level 246.
Aerohangic 321, Tokyo Control, identified. Korean Air 225 Heavy, unable request, a bit busy. All Nippon 26 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 124.1.
Contact Tokyo Control 124.1, all Nippon 26 Heavy.
Alpha Wing 653, contact Tokyo Control 132.3. Bye-bye.
Center on 132.3, Alpha Wing 653.
Tokyo Control, Orange Liner 543, flight level 380. Orange Liner 543, Tokyo Control, identified.
Tokyo Control, Alpha Wing 1087, passing flight level 236 for flight level 340.
Alpha Wing 1087, Tokyo Control, radar contact. Alpha Wing 736, contact Tokyo Control 134.15, bye-bye.
Center on 134.15, Alpha Wing 736.
Japan Air 2206, contact Tokyo Control 134.15, bye-bye. Center on 134.15, Japan Air 2206. Nippon 1181, contact Tokyo Control 132.3.
Contact Tokyo Control 132.3, all Nippon 1181, bye-bye.
Spring 253, contact Tokyo Control 124.95.
Contact Tokyo Control 124.95, J Spring 253, have a good day.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 124.95, bye-bye.
Center on 124.95, Korean Air 225 Heavy. Tokyo Control, Korean Air 225 Heavy, good day, flight level 400.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, Tokyo Control, identified. Amakusa Air 802, contact Fukuoka Control 132.5.
Contact Fukuoka Control 132.5, Amakusa Air 802. Tokyo Control, Orange Liner 543. Good day. Flight level 380.
Orange Liner 543, Tokyo Control, radar contact.
660, descending via Icoma North, flight level 170.
Alpha Wing 660, Tokyo Control, identified. Tokyo Control, IBEX 73, flight level 209er. IBEX 73, Tokyo Control, identified, climb to flight level 270. Climb to flight level 270, IBEX 73. IBEX 73, contact Tokyo Control 125.6. Center on 125.6, IBEX 73. Flyer 47, Tokyo Control, expect Kirin Echo with the Kirin transition, runway 16 left. Expect Kirin Echo with the Kirin transition, runway 16 left, Star Flyer 47.
Tokyo Control, J Spring 101, good day, flight level 360.
J Spring 101, Tokyo Control, identified. Japan Air 480, contact Tokyo Control 133.5. Center on 133.5, Japan Air 480. with the carrying transition, runway 16 left. Report ready for descent. Kirin Echo with the carrying transition, runway 16 left, ready for descent, Starflyer 47. Starflyer 47, descend to flight level 120. Descend to flight level 120, Starflyer 47.
Tokyo Control, all Nippon 253 Heavy, good day, leaving flight level 391 for flight level 400.
All Nippon 253 Heavy, Tokyo Control, radar contact. Peach 341, Tokyo Control, expect Kirin Echo with the Kirin transition, runway 16 left.
Expect Kirin Echo with the Kirin transition, runway 16 left, Air Peach 341.
Tokyo Control, New Sky 16, flight level 269er. New Sky 16, Tokyo Control, identified. Tokyo Control, Air Peach 747, flight level 360. Air Peach 747, Tokyo Control, identified.
Tokyo Control, Japan Air 435, good day, flight level 266.
New Sky 15, Tokyo Control, identified. Descend to flight level 120.
Descend to flight level 120, Alpha Wing 660.
Air Peach 341, Kirin Echo with the Kirin transition, runway 16 left. Report ready for descent.
Kirin Echo with the Kirin transition, runway 16 left, ready for descent. Air Peach 341.
Air Peach 341, descend to flight level 120.
Descend to flight level 120, Air Peach 341. Tokyo Control, all Nippon 666 Heavy, flight level 360.
All Nippon 666 Heavy, Tokyo Control, radar contact. Tokyo Control, Alpha Wing 96, flight level 330. Alpha Wing 96, Tokyo Control, identified. Nippon 254 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 133.5.
Contact Tokyo Control 133.5, all Nippon 254 Heavy.
All Nippon 253 Heavy, Tokyo Control, expect Kirin Echo with the Kirin transition, runway 16 left.
Expect Kirin Echo with the Kirin transition, runway 16 left, all Nippon 253 Heavy.
Tokyo Control, Skymark 013, through flight level 375 for flight level 380 direct hover.
Alpha Wing 660, contact Kansai approach 121.5.
Contact Kansai approach 121.5, Alpha Wing 660.
Skymark 013, Tokyo Control, identified. Starflyer 47, contact Fukuoka Control 132.5, have a good day. Center on 132.5, Starflyer 47, bye-bye. Tokyo Control, Orange Liner 583, flight level 260. Orange Liner 583, Tokyo Control, radar contact.
Tokyo Control, Aerohangik 321, good day, flight level 321.
Aerohangik 321, Tokyo Control, identified. New Sky 16, contact Tokyo Control 133.5, have a good day. Contact Tokyo Control 133.5 New Sky 16, have a good day.
Tokyo Control, KLM 862 Heavy, good day, flight level 360.
KLM 862 Heavy, Tokyo Control, radar contact. On 253 Heavy, Kirin Echo with the Kirin transition, runway 16 left. Report ready for descent.
Kirin Echo with the Kirin transition, runway 16 left, ready for descent, all Nippon 253 Heavy.
All Nippon 253 Heavy, descend to flight level 120.
Descend to flight level 120, all Nippon 253 Heavy.
Orange Liner 543, Tokyo Control, expect Kirin Echo with the Kirin transition, runway 16 left.
Expect Kirin Echo with the Kirin transition, runway 16 left, Orange Liner 543.
Shaman Air 8654, contact Fukuoka Control 132.5.
Center on 132.5, Shaman Air 8654, bye-bye.
All Nippon 666 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 133.5.
Center on 133.5, all Nippon 666 Heavy.
Premia 732 Heavy, contact Fukuoka Control 132.5, have a good day.
Center on 132.5, Air Premia 732 Heavy.
Tokyo Control, Orange Liner 511, flight level 360.
Orange Liner 511, Tokyo Control, identified. Alpha Wing 96, contact Tokyo Control 133.5, bye-bye. Contact Tokyo Control 133.5, Alpha Wing 96. New Sky 15, Tokyo Control, expect MISMI East, runway 25.
Expect MISMI East, runway 25, New Sky 15.
Orange Liner 543, Kirin Echo with the Kirin transition, runway 16 left. Report ready for descent.
Kirin Echo with the Kirin transition, runway 16 left, ready for descent. Orange Liner 543.
Orange Liner 543, descent to flight level 120.
Descent to flight level 120, Orange Liner 543. Tokyo Control, ballast 503, flight level 180.
Skymark 013, Tokyo Control, expect Kirin Echo with the Kirin transition, runway 16 left.
Expect Kirin Echo with the Kirin transition, runway 16 left, Skymark 013.
Ballast 503, Tokyo Control, radar contact. Air Peach 341, contact Fukuoka Control 132.5.
Center on 132.5, Air Peach 341.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, contact Fukuoka Control 132.5. Have a good day.
Center on 132.5, Korean Air 225 Heavy. Fukuoka Control, Korean Air 225 Heavy, flight level 400.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, Fukuoka Control, identified.
Fukuoka Control, J-Spring 101, flight level 360.
J-Spring 101, Fukuoka Control, radar contact. Amakusa Air 802, contact Fukuoka Control 126.1, have a good day.
Center on 126.1, Amakusa Air 802.
China Eastern 528, contact Fukuoka Control 126.1.
Center on 126.1, China Eastern 528, bye-bye.
Jetstar Asia 764, contact Fukuoka Control 132.6, have a good day.
Contact Fukuoka Control 132.6, Jetstar Asia 764.
Jeju Air 1374, contact Daegu Control 128.175, have a good day.
Contact Jeju Control 128.175, Jeju Air 1374.
American 281 Heavy, contact Daegu Control 128.175, bye-bye.
Center on 128.175, American 281 Heavy. Fukuoka Control, Dynasty 193, good day, flight level 380.
Dynasty 193, Fukuoka Control, radar contact.
Fukuoka Control, Korean Air 2102 Heavy, flight level 360.
Korean Air 2102 Heavy, Fukuoka Control, radar contact. Orange Liner 506, contact Tokyo Control 124.95. Contact Tokyo Control 124.95, Orange Liner 506.
Fukuoka Control, All Nippon 253 Heavy, descending via Kirin Echo, flight level 232.
All Nippon 253 Heavy, Fukuoka Control, radar contact. Air Premia 732 Heavy, contact Daegu Control 128.175.
Center on 128.175, Air Premia 732 Heavy, have a good day.
Fukuoka Control, Airspring 6572, good day, flight level 339er.
Airspring 6572, Fukuoka Control, identified. Alpha Wing 9, contact Fukuoka Control 126.1, bye-bye.
Center on 126.1, Alpha Wing 9, have a good day.
Contact Daegu Control 128.175.
Center on 128.175, Korean Air 225 Heavy. Daegu Control, Korean Air 225 Heavy, flight level 400.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, Daegu Control, radar contact. Daegu Control, expect Incheon to match, runway 33 right.
Expect Incheon to Mike, runway 33 right, Jean Air 234.
Airbus A350-900, contact Incheon Control 125.45. Have a good day.
Contact Incheon Control 125.45, Air Busan 157.
Air 234, contact Incheon Control 125.45. Bye-bye.
Contact Incheon Control 125.45, Jean Air 234.
Daegu Control, KLM 862 Heavy, good day, flight level 360. KLM 862 Heavy, Daegu Control, identified. Korean Air 2102 Heavy, flight level 360. Korean Air 2102 Heavy, K2 control, radar contact. Contact Tokyo Control 124.905. Center on 124.905. GL 311. Control, Air China 154, flight level 313. Air China 154, K2 control, radar contact.
Control, Sienna 159, flight level 280.
Sienna 159, K2 Control, radar contact. American 281 Heavy, contact Incheon Control 125.45.
Center on 125.45, American 281 Heavy. Have a good one.
Korean Air 2102 Heavy, K2 Control, expect Delta 2 Tango, runway 32 left. Expect Delta 2 Tango, runway 32 left, Korean Air 2102 Heavy. Korean Air 225 Heavy, contact Incheon Control 125.45.
Center on 125.45, Korean Air 225 Heavy. Have a good day. Incheon Control, Korean Air 225 Heavy. Good day. Flight level 400.
China Eastern 2073, contact Seoul approach 119.75.
Contact Seoul approach 119.75. China Eastern 2073.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, Incheon Control, identified. Incheon Control, Jeju-Air 1374, flight level 340. Jeju-Air 1374, Incheon Control, identified.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, approaching our top of descent, ready for lower.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, Delta 2 Echo, runway 34 left, descent to flight level 330.
Gusto 2 Echo, runway 34 left, descend to flight level 330, Korean Air 225 Heavy.
Korean Air 234, descent to 13,000 feet, QNH1013. Descent to 13,000 feet, QNH1013, Korean Air 234.
approach 119.75, Korean Air 946 Heavy.
J2L1374, Incheon to Mike, runway 33 right. Report ready for descent. Incheon to Mike, runway 33 right, ready for descent. J2L1374. J2L1374, descent to flight level 310. Descent to flight level 310, J2L1374. American 281 Heavy, Incheon control, expect Gado 2 Echo, runway 34 left.
Expect Gado 2 Echo, runway 34 left, American 281 Heavy. Incheon control, Air Premia 732 Heavy, flight level 320.
Air Premia 732 Heavy, Incheon control, radar contact. Contact Takeoff Control 128.175, bye-bye. Contact Takeoff Control 128.175, Airstream 6987, bye-bye. Air Premia 732 Heavy, Incheon control, expect Incheon to Mike, runway 33 right.
Expect Incheon to Mike, runway 33 right, Air Premia 732 Heavy.
Korean Air 1820, Incheon control, expect Gado 2 Tango, runway 32 left.
Expect Gado 2 Tango, runway 32 left, Korean Air 1820.
Korean Air 648 Heavy, Gunner 3 Mike, runway 34 left. Report ready for descent. Gunner 3 Mike, runway 34 left, ready for descent. Korean Air 648 Heavy. Korean Air 648 Heavy, descent to flight level 360. Descent to flight level 360, Korean Air 648 Heavy. Air Busan 157, descent to flight level 270.
Descent to flight level 270, Air Busan 157.
Air 234, contact Seoul approach 121.35. Contact Seoul approach 121.35, Air 234. Transport Uni 84, Incheon control, expect radar vectors, runway 17.
Expect radar vectors, runway 17, Transport Uni 84.
Sienna 8198, Incheon control, expect radar vectors, runway 17.
Expect radar vectors, runway 17, Sienna 8198.
Sienna 8145, Incheon control, expect Doto 2 Mike, runway 25. 270. Descend to flight level 270, Jeju Air 1374. Jeju Air 125, Incheon control, expect total 2 Mach, runway 25.
Expect total 2 Mach, runway 25, Jeju Air 125.
American 281 Heavy, Gado 2 Echo, runway 34 left. Report ready for descent.
Gusto 2 Echo, runway 34 left, ready for descent, American 281 Heavy.
American 281 Heavy, descend to flight level 330.
Descent to flight level 330, American 281 Heavy.
Incheon control, Sienna 159, flight level 280.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, descend to flight level 200.
Descend to flight level 200, Korean Air 225 Heavy.
Airbus A350-900, descend to flight level 210.
Descent to flight level 210, Airbus A350-900.
Korean Air 478, Incheon control, expect Gunner 3 Mach, runway 34 left. Expect Gunner 3 Mach, runway 34 left, Korean Air 478. Sienna 159, Incheon control, radar contact. Sienna 8145, contact Jeju approach 119.225.
Contact Jeju approach 119.225, Sienna 8145.
Air Premier 732 Heavy, descend to flight level 310.
Descend to flight level 310, Air Premier 732 Heavy.
Incheon control, Jeju Air 507, descending via Outgoes 2 Mach, flight level 160.
Jeju Air 1374, descend to flight level 210. Descend to flight level 210, Jeju Air 1374. Korean Air 648 Heavy, descend to flight level 270. Descend to flight level 270, Korean Air 648 Heavy. Jeju Air 507, Incheon control, radar contact. Jeju Air 507, contact Jeju approach 119.225.
Contact Jeju approach 119.225, Jeju Air 507.
Incheon control, Korean Air 2102 Heavy, descending via Gado 2 Tango, flight level 265. Korean Air 2102 Heavy, Incheon control, identified. Air Premier 732 Heavy, descend to flight level 270.
Descend to flight level 270, Air Premier 732 Heavy.
American 281 Heavy, descend to flight level 200.
Descend to flight level 200, American 281 Heavy.
Korean Air 1823, contact Intl approach 134.4.
Contact Intl approach 134.4, Korean Air 1823.
Jeju Air 125, total 2 Mach, runway 25. Report ready for descent.
Total 2 Mike, runway 25, ready for descent. Jeju Air 125.
Jeju Air 125, descend to flight level 110.
Descend to flight level 110. Jeju Air 125.
Airbus 157, descend to 13,000 feet. QNH 1013.
Descend to 13,000 feet. QNH 1013. Air Busan 157.
Jeju Air 508, contact Intl approach 134.4.
Contact Intl approach 134.4. Jeju Air 508.
Jeju Air 702, Incheon control, expect 11, runway 13 right. Expect 11, runway 13 right, Jeju Air 702. Jeju Air 1374, descend to 13,000 feet, QNH 1013. Descend to 13,000 feet, QNH 1013, Jeju Air 1374. Sienna 8957, Incheon control, expect total 2 Mach, runway 25. Expect total 2 Mach, runway 25, Sienna 8957. Air Premier 732 Heavy, descend to flight level 210.
Descend to flight level 210. Air Premier 732 Heavy.
Sienna 159, Incheon control, expect Incheon 2 Mach, runway 33 right.
Expect Incheon 2 Mike, runway 33 right, Sienna 159.
Korean Air 478, descend to flight level 270. Descend to flight level 270, Korean Air 478. QA 925, contact Intl approach 134.4. Contact Intl approach 134.4, QA 925. Korean Air 225 Heavy, contact Seoul approach 119.75.
Contact Seoul approach 119.75, Korean Air 225 Heavy. Seoul approach, Korean Air 225 Heavy, good afternoon. Flight level 200 we have Echo.
Korean Air 225 Heavy Seoul approach. Good afternoon. QNH 1013, expect the ILS runway 34 left with the Intl transition.
QNH 1013, expect the ILS runway 34 left with the Intl transition. Korean Air 225 Heavy.
Korean Air 946 Heavy, contact Incheon Tower 118.8. Over to Tower 118.8, Korean Air 946 Heavy, bye-bye. Korean Air 225 Heavy, descend to 7,000 feet, QNH 1013.
Descend to 7,000 feet, QNH 1013, Korean Air 225 Heavy.
level 212 with the numbers. American 281 Heavy Soul approach. Good afternoon. QNH1013, expect the ILS runway 34 left with the Intl transition. QNH1013, expect the ILS runway 34 left with the Intl transition. American 281 Heavy. American 281 Heavy, descend to 7,000 feet, QNH1013. Descend to 7,000 feet, QNH1013, American 281 Heavy. Air 648 Heavy full approach. QNH1013, expect the ILS runway 34 left with the Intl transition.
QNH1013, expect the ILS runway 34 left with the Intl transition. Korean Air 648 Heavy.
Korean Air 648 Heavy, descend to 9,000 feet. QNH1013.
Descend to 9,000 feet. QNH1013. Korean Air 648 Heavy.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, cleared direct Intl. Cross Intl at or above 7,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 34 left.
Cleared direct Intl. Cross Intl at or above 7,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 34 left. Korean Air 225 Heavy.
Air Incheon 232, good afternoon. Flight level 146 with the numbers. Air Incheon 232 full approach. QNH1013, expect the ILS runway 34 left with the Intl transition. QNH1013, expect the ILS runway 34 left with the Intl transition. Air Incheon 232. Air 648 Heavy, descend to 5,000 feet.
Descend to 5,000 feet. Korean Air 648 Heavy. Slow approach. Korean Air 478. Flight level 146 with the numbers.
Korean Air 478 full approach. QNH1013, expect the ILS runway 34 left with the Intl transition.
QNH1013, expect the ILS runway 34 left with the Intl transition. Korean Air 478.
Korean Air 478, descend to 9,000 feet. QNH1013.
Descend to 9,000 feet, T1 H1013, Korean Air 478.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, contact Incheon Tower 118.8.
Over to Tower 118.8, Korean Air 225 Heavy. Incheon Tower, Korean Air 225 Heavy, ILS runway 34 left.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, Incheon Tower, continue.
2,500.
Loco, Korean Air 225 Heavy.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, wind 060 at 4, runway 34 left clear to land.
Runway 34 left clear to land, Korean Air 225 Heavy.
One thousand. $500. $400.
Incheon Tower, Korean Air 648 Heavy, ILS runway 34 left.
300.
Korean Air 648 Heavy, Incheon Tower, continue.
Wilco, Korean Air 648 Heavy.
Minimum 100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard, 5, retard.
That landing was good.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, exit right at Pop 8.
Exit right at Papa 8, Korean Air 225 Heavy.
Incheon 232, ILS runway 34 left. Air Incheon 232, Incheon Tower, continue. Will call, Air Incheon 232. Korean Air 648 Heavy, wind 060 at 4, runway 34 left cleared to land.
Runway 34 left cleared to land. Korean Air 648 Heavy.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, contact ground 121.7.
Ground 121.7, Korean Air 225 Heavy, have a good afternoon. Korean Air 225 Heavy, request taxi to assigned gate.
Korean Air 225 Heavy, gate 233 taxi via Pop 8, Papa 9er. Hold short runway 34 right.
Gate 233 via Papa 8, Papa 9er. Hold short runway 34 right, Korean Air 225 Heavy. Korean Air
Gate November 5515 Papa.
Korean Air 225.
cross runway 34 right at Papa 9er. Continue taxi via Papa 9er, Mike 13 Romeo 4, Korean Air 225 Heavy.
Air 648 Heavy, cross runway 34 right at Uniform. Continue taxi via Uniform, Mike 16, Romeo 4, 551.
Cross runway 34 right at Uniform. Continue taxi via Uniform, Mike 16, Romeo 4, 551, Korean Air 648 Heavy.
Air Incheon 232, cargo and W 851 taxi via Pop 8, Papa, Uniform. Hold short runway 34 right. Cargo and W 851 via Pop 8, Papa, Uniform. Hold short runway 34 right, Air Incheon 232.
American 281 Heavy, gate 49er taxi via Papa 8, Papa, Tango. Hold short runway 34 right.
Gate 49er via Papa 8, Papa, Tango. Hold short runway 34 right, American 281 Heavy.
Incheon 232, cross runway 34 right at uniform. Continue taxi via uniform, November, Romeo 17, Alpha, Alpha 19er, Lima. Cross runway 34 right at uniform. Continue taxi via uniform, November, Romeo 17, Alpha, Alpha 19er, Lima, Air Incheon 232. American 281 Heavy, cross runway 34 right at Tango. Continue taxi via Tango, Mike 7, Romeo, Romeo 6, Romeo 4.
Cross runway 34 right at Tango. Continue taxi via Tango, Mike 7, Romeo, Romeo 6, Romeo 4, American 281 Heavy.
Korean Air 478, gate 353 taxi via Victor, Papa, uniform. Hold short runway 34 right.
Gate 353 via Victor, Papa, uniform. Hold short runway 34 right, Korean Air 478.
Air 478, cross runway 34 right at uniform. Continue taxi via uniform, Mike 16, Romeo 4.
Cross runway 34 right at uniform. Continue taxi via uniform, Mike 16, Romeo 4, Korean Air 478.
Aero Mongolia 601, A38 taxi via Papa H, Papa, Tango. Hold short runway 34 right.
H38 via Papa 8, Papa, Tango. Hold short runway 34 right, Aero Mongolia 601.
China Eastern 5033, gate 132 taxi via Papa 8, Papa, Whiskey. Hold short runway 34 right.
Gate 132 via Papa 8, Papa, Whiskey. Hold short runway 34 right, China Eastern 5033.
China Eastern 5033, cross runway 34 right at Whiskey. Continue taxi via Whiskey, November, Mike 9er, Romeo 9er, Romeo 4.
Cross runway 34 right at Whiskey. Continue taxi via Whiskey, November, Mike 9er, Romeo 9er, Romeo 4, China Eastern 5033.
Aero Mongolia 601, cross runway 34 right at Tango. Continue taxi via Tango, Mike 7, Romeo 7, Romeo 4.
Cross runway 34 right at Tango. Continue taxi via Tango, Mike 7, Romeo 7, Romeo 4, Aero Mongolia 601.
China Eastern 267, A315 taxi via Papa 8, Papa, Whiskey. Hold short runway 34 right.
A315 Papa 8, Papa, Whiskey. Hold short runway 34 right, China Eastern 267.
China Eastern 267, cross runway 34 right at Whiskey. Continue taxi via Whiskey, November, Mike 10, Romeo 10, 315.
Cross runway 34 right at Whiskey. Continue taxi via Whiskey, November, Mike 10, Romeo 10, 315, China Eastern 267.
All aircraft be advised information Gulf now current. QNH1013. Air 342 Heavy, gate 255 taxi via Pop 8, Papa, Whiskey. Hold short runway 34 right.
Gate 255 via Papa 8, Papa, Whiskey. Hold short runway 34 right, Jin Air 342 Heavy.
Air 342 Heavy, cross runway 34 right at Whiskey. Continue taxi via Whiskey, Mike 12, Romeo 12, Romeo Alpha 255.
Cross runway 34 right at Whiskey. Continue taxi via Whiskey, Mike 12, Romeo 12, Romeo Alpha 255, G Air 342 Heavy.
Korean Air 756, gate 373 taxi via Papa 8, Papa, Whiskey. Hold short runway 34 right.
Gate 373 via Papa 8, Papa, Whiskey. Hold short runway 34 right, Korean Air 756.
Lavatory service has been requested.
Korean Air 756, cross runway 34 right at Whiskey. Continue taxi via Whiskey, Mike 11, Romeo 11.
Cross runway 34 right at Whiskey. Continue taxi via Whiskey, Mike 11, Romeo 11, Korean Air 756.
Jeju Air 6102, gate 102 taxi via Papa 8, Papa, Whiskey. Hold short runway 34 right.
Gate 102 via Papa 8, Papa, Whiskey. Hold short runway 34 right. Jeju Air 6102.
Potable water service has been requested.
Jeju Air 6102, cross runway 34 right at Whiskey. Continue taxi via Whiskey.